Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Minecraft Create with a few add-ons, maybe a few more. But in today's episode, yes, it hasn't really progressed that much further than the other one. I only just ended editing the other one, so we're just a little bit farther. We have diamond armor. You might have seen it in the last one. I didn't really explain it, but I used my tunnel board to go mining for a lot of stuff. But we also constructed the inside of this house. English. But I constructed the inside of this house while I was recording. I made a few contraptions in here. I hooked up the windmill, and I even have a little, I'm gonna go with cozy place for my villagers inside this windmill here. We got some basic storage. We got a bedroom up there that I just completely ignored and put my bed down here. We have an enchanting room up here, which is where I got these two here. This one I actually had to enchant with a book. And that actually leads me on to my next thing. We need XP. And luckily, while I was having the tunnel board going, I found a few spawners, including the blaze one, which was from the fortress. There's actually another one on the fortress that I didn't grab because I don't want to deal with the nether right now. But we have those three over there. One is a zombie, the other is a skeleton, as you can see there. And yeah, I want to make a spawner farm for them, as well as make a tree farm. Well, a few tree farms, because I want to start farming all the wood so I can start decorating with more than spruce and oak. And also so I can make more casings. Because this is very satisfying. This is about to run out, actually. There we go. Refilled. But speaking of casings and all the tree farm stuff, I think that's where we're going to start first, because tree farms in this mod are very simple to make. You only need a few things, and yeah, we can actually just make a few. I'm thinking somewhere maybe over here, maybe on the flatter bits here and there, and then mob farm. Mob farm is going to be a bit more tricky. Hello, Editing V here. Now, you might be wondering why you're seeing me a little early in this episode, and that's because I have over 2 hours worth of raw footage for this episode. A little bit over what I planned. So we're going to condense a few things here real quick. First things first, we created that nice and easy tree farm. It just goes spin, burr, and chops down the trees and plants them again, all in this little area, as you can see on the screen here. Next, of course, was the mob farm, which was powered by a bunch of fans and water wheels. It was a mistake. Don't worry, I changed them out for belts later in the episode. You won't see them, of course, because this was a silent change, but I swapped them out, don't worry. And finally, we come to where I actually start the episode trying to make a gold farm. Alright, and after leaving my computer to run while I went to, wait for it, work. That's right, I have a real life job. Tremble in fear. It's not fun. I deal with people. Anyway, after that long AFK session, we actually have fairly decent enchantments. I managed to get all my tools enchanted how I want them, and there's a few more in the chest behind me. But the issue is that I'm still missing one important enchantment. Mending. Luckily, though, I had a villager. Unfortunately, he is now a zombie. Isn't that right? Bushy Brow. I don't know what to call him. Let me know if you guys have any funny names for him, because I really don't want to call him just Villager or Bushy Brow. Oh, also we have this guy here and then another one over on the farm. But regardless, we need to unzombify him. Luckily, I've been to the Nether and I have been able to grab enough supplies for potions. We got 3 here, and honestly, I should only really need 1 for them. The issue arises with gold, because yeah, I only have 6. I need at least, well, I need 16 for 2 apples. And at the moment, I don't really have a good way of getting gold. I don't want to go mining for it because, honestly, I kind of want to start building infrastructure so I don't have to depend on the drill for everything. Like the iron farm here, because this thing has also been running and I haven't actually checked it. How much iron do we actually have? Oh! That's pretty good! I mean, for a farm that I basically just threw together on a whim, I mean, this is pretty good. Of course, I'll probably build a better one eventually, but for now, I also want to get going on a gold farm, so I can solve a few problems at once. One, so I can get plenty of quartz, sand, building materials, everything like that, all in one area so I can start really, really industrializing this place. Also, look at the roof. It's almost fully oxidized. I need to work on those slabs. Why are those not... Ah! And those trapdoors. Okay. Luckily, though, there's also... I now have a bee farm, or bee hive at the very least, that I can get honey from. Eventually, I'll have this roof how I want it to look. And, yeah, we got my happy little ghast up there doing a little dance. Alright, but first things first. We need to industrialize, and we need to expand this area here, because... yeah, this is kind of hideous. Just a giant gray box. A giant gray box of death, mind you. Because inside here, we have the farms going. We have a thing down there swinging and killing things. And then over here, I want to build up the gold farm / sand farm / gravel farm / blah 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 farm. That's going to provide me a lot of building materials. Granted, it's probably not going to be the fastest, and it's not going to be for specific farms. It's just going to be general stuff that I'm going to need in the future for building stuff. Honestly, I want to swap out these for, like, actual bricks. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this. We got to work on the land, and then we got to work on the actual farm. So, without further ado, I say we hit another time lapse. Behold my creation. Yes, I used a schematic engine for this too. I made it in a creative world. And, yeah. So, how does this work? It's somewhat simple. Each step is simple. Altogether, they're a bit complicated. So, let's start at the beginning. Hi, Editor V here. We're just going to speed this up a little bit, because I do a lot of yapping just to explain that we turn cobblestone into gravel, which then gets ground down again, turned into sand, flint, and clay. The sand gets haunted, turned into soul sand, which then gets washed, turned into quartz and gold. Gold gets compressed into gold bars, while quartz just goes straight into the vault. And then, of course, clay gets turned into clay blocks, which gets turned into terracotta, and then there's also some clay that gets sent over straight turned into bricks, which get turned into brick blocks, and then put in the vault as always. And then, of course, we jump ahead to this clip. That's right, I built a steam engine to power this thing. Now, it's only powered by charcoal, which is smelted, and powered by the tree farm, which is on the other side. I used frog ports, actually. I managed to figure out how they work, and send them over. Now, here we just connect it up, we plug it in, and the factory starts working almost immediately. I just have to get the belts to go the right way. And after this, we actually start building, because I can finally talk. And for some reason in this next clip, I sound like a robot. I'm not sure why. Alright everyone, as you might see behind me, I have a few things going on. So, I have laid down the foundation for this. I'm not sure if the time-lapse is working yet, but I built up all of these machines behind me, which do various things that I need to do. This makes precision mechanisms. None of these are fully automatic yet, but I wanted to at least get something basic in here, just to fill out the space a little bit more. Alright, and just in case you didn't understand Mr. Roboto back there, we are building in a kind of post-apocalyptic Victorian style. The way I'm phrasing it is just kind of repurposed Victorian factories at this moment. Hopefully I can expand on this in future episodes, but currently the build style is going to look similar to this actually, where I'm building up this storage building for my animals and general storage. Okay, so a lot has happened. I know I was meant to upload on Saturday. I actually just did a stream for Saturday instead of uploading because, yeah, this video was taking a bit longer than I wanted it to, and I don't really care about timelines. Screw the algorithm. That's how I go about it. This is going to do horribly. But as you can see, we have done a lot of work. In the time-lapse, you saw this path go, and I don't know if I've done a clip about putting these in. I don't think I did. I think I was meant to, but I never got around to it. But yeah, we have tomatoes, we have potatoes, we have cane, we have wheat, kelp. Thank goodness for this thing. I was not going on another adventure for the kelp. Although now I do need sweet berries, so you're my only hope. And then we have carrots, of course, for, well, reasons. I don't really know why, but carrots. Or potatoes, or tomatoes for that matter. The only ones I really use are wheat and sugarcane, because those are going to make paper, and, well, the straw is useful for rope, which is good for decorating. Are you selling anything good? Not really. Okay, but we have this barn slash old factory, and I think it turned out really good. I was probably bragging about it in the time lapse there, but who knows? I might not put my voice over it. But I really like it. I mean, look at this. This looks run down. This looks refurbished. I really like the inside. And I even got work on a storage system. I have no idea how to connect these two and make it as like these are one. I'll figure something out, I'm sure. But look at this. We have a thingy, but what's it? If I, for example, drop that off in there, it immediately gets packaged and then sent into the vault. And then it just shows up right here. Look at that. Then I can request it, and it should show up right here. Oh, this is so cool. Yep, and then of course we got the nice stained glass slash repaired bit of the window. Oh, I really like this. Then we got some bits and bobs that look like, you know, they're hastily repaired, so there's a bunch of boards everywhere. There's just bits of scrap here and there holding everything together. Some boarded up windows on the side. I'm really proud of this. I even use some of the techniques I have in my other builds where I recently learned that if you put signs on here, it can actually, from a distance, before the signs unrender, it actually helps it blend from the wood to the granite. You can do that with any kind of wood and block, because the signs just really help, and I really like it. I might also, I think the other thing was to use buttons here and there, and I think I might eventually use some of those. But it just looks so fantastic in here. Like, we got the random support beams that were just put up to hold up the roof. We got the pillars that don't quite make sense but are here for support. We got the patches coming in and out. Oh, it's just so good. And there's also plenty of room in here for me to add some other crafting stations, or if I need to, I can put a pen of like cows in here like I did for these sheep. Because yeah, I'm gonna need wool eventually, and it's nice to have those. And then the best thing is that this right here, these, I think it's 5 rails right here, make this entire thing impossible for mobs to get into, except for spiders, but even that's a bit far-fetched, but still, like, no mob will go past these rails because of their stupid AI, because, yeah, mobs are dumb. I mean, look at that, I put them in a box. But they are not going to cross into here, so I should be safe to AFK in here and whatnot, and do anything I need without the worry of a creeper sneaking up behind me. And it's just gonna look so good. Right, next thing is that I want to start centralizing my storage. So that building there is gonna be the main one. However, I do want these to periodically, I want them to send off things into the storage here. Although I don't want them to like completely fill that. I want these to, well, I want these to be the storage, but I also want these to be connected to that storage. So the thing is, I'm going to have to hook up frog ports to each of these and then have the chain running into that. And then I think that should link up everything into one singular storage. Then I would just need to like be in that building, and then I could call for some carrots. They would go from there up into the main storage there and then be deposited. And I think that's going to work, especially if I include this storage over here too. Because I can add this one and this one over here into that network, and then it should allow me to pull anything I need from here over into that building there. So it should, hopefully, oh, and I can include the wood too, so I don't have to have these 2 separate networks. I can also have it all going into that one building there. So at the current moment, yeah, this is little messy, and then I can even add filters into there too, so I can have it. Oh, so much to do, so much to do. We also definitely need to work on getting a better iron solution. This has been good. This has been good. This is a nice trickle of iron every now and then. I come in here and there's always a stack or so waiting for me. And I also need to organize that backpack. Oh my goodness. Look at all this. I need to organize this eventually. I think that's what I'll do next. But first things first, we need to get all these storages linked. And the best way to do that is, well, just a quick little montage. I just need to hook up that one, and all of those. Yay! That should be fun. I mean, how hard can it be? Okay, I think I've got it working. After seeing a few videos online of just basically how these things work, I think I've got this somewhat working, at least to where it's functional. Like, say I want some XP, I'll send it to main, which is this one right here, and then it'll take a second because it does need to come from over here, which is not connected. Oh, this is failed. I need to connect it. Oh, I just missed it. All right. They should, yep, they're right here. And then say I don't want to use all of them, I just chuck these into here, then they get put into this one here. I'll have to keep fiddling with this because these things are really cool and really useful. I'm just too stupid to know how to use them. So I can automate some things. Like, I've gotten this over here to work. So this one's sending logs over to this so we can keep our power going. Okay. Besides all the things I'm saying, I think I got it this. So the way to do this is that I'm going to hook up the mining bore to this system, and I'm going to get everything else set up too. That's a lot of creatures. But yeah, let me go ahead and get everything set up so we have a nice packaging system, and then I can see if that when I load that, I can just, you know, put it all into here and have a nice confined little storage area. All right. Should be fun. All right. Should be fun. Gonna clean up some of these, make it a little bit nicer, and probably improve this area too, and expand the farmland, and actually get started on building up this factory here. I then proceeded to record none of this. I did not record me putting in the frogs. I did not record me putting up the mining excavation thing. I just recorded this. My factory in its rough shape being built up. Now, after this, I did put in more details as you're about to see in this next clip. But, yeah, I didn't record anything I just said I would. Oh well. Alright, I have been working on this for a few days. It's Thursday. I need to release this video on Saturday. So we're on a bit of a time crunch, of course. How fun. But we are almost done. The main thing we need to do is work more on this factory. So you saw in the time lapses how I built this up, how it's looking so far. I know I don't really like that big brick section. I like this noise much better. And all this is looking a little too clean, if I can say that, even with this noise pattern going all the way around and the random bits in the wall missing. I want it to look more like this, where we have the signs, kind of just this patchwork of wood and stone going all over the place. And right now, this looks too solid, too well kept together. So we need to start ripping chunks out of it, just like big chunks, just like missing from it, so we can replace them all with wood and then transition them into the stone again. So just something like this, where I will go through ripping out chunks, and then I'll replace them with like the windows. We'll put in more of the stonework. We'll put in some of the fences on the places where the mobs can't get in, and you can't see the giant ugly farm in the background. I still need to fix that. But so far it is looking so cool in here, at least for this section where you can just look up, see like the patchwork of like the old windows that are filtering down. There's a gap. Why is there a gap? Oh, that's gonna bug me. Alright. Ignoring that and focusing on the bigger issue, we need to fill in this top section. And you might have seen in the time lapse that despite it going to night, there was a tree out here. Or at least the framework of one. Because I had a giant dirt thing here that was supposed to represent a tree that I was thinking of building. So I'm thinking of just building a tree. A nice little oak tree that's kind of grown in and out of the side of the factory here. Just kind of like causing this section to kind of crumble a bit more than normal. And honestly, I really actually want to work on that. So I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and build next. So let me grab a sapling real quick. You'll do. And we'll plant it right here. And now all we need is some bones. Alright. And with this, let's get started. Ooh. I mean, for a tree I just did offhand, I kind of like it. I mean, it's a little janky. I do need to work on it a little bit more. I'm not sure how I feel about this bare section right here. That's just kind of there, but it is covered up with mostly by the leaves if you're walking by. Because if you're just going over here, yeah, you don't really see it. So I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, I think, honestly, I really like the little bite blocks that give these like little knots here and there. And just like the smaller branches that are like barely budding and they're just kind of brushing against the building. I think this is really good. I mean, really good for a tree that I just built offhand and really just quickly threw together. Because yeah, I like that. I like that. It's about the size of the building, so that's good. And down here at the roots, it's just kind of a tangled mess. I'll probably put more going through the ground and maybe some crawling up the bricks just because they're looking for water or other ways to branch out. So yeah, I think now is a good time to time lapse, and we're just going to go ahead and, well, I guess ruin the rest of this build and basically turn it into that over there. So yeah, let's go ahead and hit the time lapse and get things rolling. This looks so much better. Like, oh, I am so proud of the little details that I made up on the fly. Like this thing over here where it like the boarded up window has like fallen apart. There was a shelf like over here and it's just kind of fallen apart. There's bits and bobs everywhere. And my favorite part is that, like, so because these are angled, these aren't technically here. I think that's how the game renders them. They render them differently, so the mobs that stand on them have absolutely no clue what to do. And now he's just sitting on top of the building. Ah! Okay, he went from terrifying to somehow escaping his lead to now just being a cute little thing on top of the building that you can barely see. I like that a lot. And also, I'm really glad that I was able to hide that pretty well. The bearing, of course. The other two, yes, I have not done the back. It is still as boring as it was before. For the most part, there's a few gaps here and there that I need to fix up. But we're not paying attention to the back right now. We're paying attention to this view right here. I still need to work on the roof. Obviously, there's some more bits and bobs, though honestly, I didn't really notice them because of the rest of the rundown look to it. There we go, all fixed. And it's looking good. Even on the inside, like, obviously, we still need to do some decorating. And probably hiding these rails a bit better would be great. But the vibe in here is really coming together. Now, I just need to add, like, a few, like, just like random supports here and there that are just like there to like hold up the falling apart ceiling. Now there won't really be any kind of rhyme or reason to this. Like we're gonna have to put one like right in here that goes all the way up. And then probably another one. Actually, we can probably get rid of this here and put a post right here so it makes a little bit more sense. So it just goes right up there. Then of course in the middle here we want to have a support to hold up this structure here. Oh, it's all coming together. But I think that's where we're going to close this out for a little bit, because after all that building and, well, creating, I crave destruction and violence and murder. And I know just the place to go. Finally, the end is time. Wait, it's time for the end. And I am so glad I packed extra eyes because I had 10 and I need 12. And... oh, this is gonna be fun. Missed again. Oh, come on. I killed the dragon with potatoes. This is about as good as when I killed it with, on my hardcore world. I killed it with a pumpkin. Don't worry, all Ender people, you are now free and do have plenty of potatoes. Lots and lots of potatoes. Huzzah! Alrighty, with the dragon defeated, there's only one more thing to do. Alright everyone, with that, I think this is where we'll end the episode today. Because, yeah, Elytra is going to change everything that we do, and I think we accomplished enough in this episode. So with that, I wish you all the best, and as always, thank you for watching, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!